Hello students, today we are going to start with the first chapter, that is matter and its composition. Now what is matter? Anything that has mass, occupies space and can be perceived by your senses is called matter. There are three states of matter: solid, liquid and gas. Examples of solid are table, desk, almirah. Examples of liquid are water, soft drink, juices. An example of gas is air. Okay, air is invisible, but you can feel air for when the wind is blowing or when the fan is rotating. Now, we are going through one experiment to prove that air has mass and occupies space. So, we are going to take two balloons and blow air into them so that they are equally inflated. Then with the help of thread we will tie them to the two ends of the scale, as you can see in the figure, and we will see that the scale is in horizontal position because the balloons are inflated equally. Okay. Now what do we do? After this, I take a needle and I prick one of the balloon. So what happens? The balloon becomes punctured. Why? Because the air comes out. Then what do I observe? The scale gets tilted. Why does the scale get tilted? Because you know that anything heavy has the tendency of going down. Since this balloon is inflated, it goes down. So, what does this experiment prove? It proves that the balloon was filled up with air. Okay. So, and not only that, it also occupies space. Now, let us move on to substances. Now, substances around us are made up of matter, and matter is made up of either atoms or molecules. Now, what is an atom? An atom is the smallest possible unit of matter that exhibits all the properties of that matter. That means if you go on dividing a substance, the smallest unit which you will get will be an atom. But what happens? All the atoms cannot exist independently. So, what do? They join together to form a group, and that group is called molecule. So, what is a molecule? A molecule is the smallest unit of matter which exhibits all the properties of that kind of matter and also has an independent existence. So, you can see the difference between atoms and molecules. Atoms may or may not exist independently, but molecules always exist independently. Now, molecules are of two types. What are those? Molecules of elements and molecules of compounds. Molecules of elements are made up of atoms of same kind, whereas the molecules of compounds are made up of atoms of different kinds. Now, example of molecules of elements are hydrogen molecule, nitrogen molecule, oxygen molecule, and examples of molecules of compound are water molecule, carbon dioxide molecule and sodium chloride. Now, let us see the characteristics of particles of matter. So, particles of matter have space between them. And what is that space called? Interparticle or intermolecular space. So, you can see here, if these are the particles, so they have a space, no? So, this space is called interparticle space or intermolecular space. Particles of matter are always in random motion. So you can see this random motion, no, going in any direction in haphazard way, in a zigzag motion. Third one is particles of matter attract each other, and this force of attraction is known as intermolecular force of attraction, as you can see here. Now, suppose we add a teaspoonful of sugar to a glass of water. What do we see? That the level of water does not arise, it remains the same. So, what happens to the sugar particle? The sugar particles actually get adjusted between water molecules. Okay, so if these are represented, you can see this one red and two blue. Suppose this red symbol, it represents oxygen, and these two blue symbols, they represent hydrogen. So this is a water molecule, and the pink one, it represents a sugar molecule. So you can see sugar particles, they are adjusted between water molecules. So what does it show? There is intermolecular space between water molecules, and this is the Brownian motion, the random motion of the particles or the molecules in any direction. And then there exists a force of attraction between the particles, and this force of attraction is called as the intermolecular force of attraction. Thank you.